So you got a song done. You got it mixed, mastered. It's sounding incredible. You're so excited to get it out into the world, but don't rush it. Don't rush it. You're going to need to promote the crap out of that song, especially if you're an independent artist or even if you're signed to a publishing deal or a label, because you know their ass ain't going to be publishing and promoting the crap out of it. So what do? How long should you be marketing your song before and after the release? Let's talk about it. Tip of the day. So the first question I would ask myself as I'm about to release a song and put it out into the world is, how many people do I have in how many places? How many lists do I have? Distribution channels do I have? Meaning, do you have an Instagram with a following of people that are actually engaged with what you're doing? Or is it just a botted up Instagram? Or do you have like 100 people following you that never like or comment on any of your stuff? Email list. Do you have a Facebook group where you have a lot of people that are consistently checking in on you and your music and connecting with you? Those are all your distribution channels. Those are all your lists. That's your people, right? That's your fans, your clients, your customer. So that's the first thing I would ask myself. And then the second thing I would ask myself is, how many songs have I already released? How many people are actually waiting on this release or are how many people are anticipating this release? Very important things to understand, because if you are dropping your first song, you barely have any lists at all. Maybe you got 1,000 people following you on Instagram. You haven't really been publishing or putting content out. Nobody's really anticipating the release. And this is your first song. All those three things are going against you pretty hard, which means you're going to need to market and promote a lot harder and have a bigger budget for it. So that being said, there's kind of a few ways to think about this. Let's say you have a list and you have a few people. Let's say you got 100 people paying attention to you, and you got a email list of 1,000 people, and you got a Facebook group with 5,000 people in it. Then you got some people to actually produce and distribute to, which means you should start promoting that song. I think, especially if it's your first song, your third song, up to your like fifth song even, really, you should be promoting at least 4 weeks to a month and a half in advance of the drop. The reason being is you want to give anybody that's following you or paying attention at all, even you're on their radar, you want to give them that brand recognition, that album artwork, the colors that you're going to be using, the things so they can start to connect it in their mind, the snippets of the song, little snippets of the chorus, things like that. I just released a single called Stolen Love, and I actually marketed it out like a month and a half before I dropped it. I have a mailing list of 30,000 people. I got 18,000 followers on Instagram. I got Facebook groups, private groups, all sorts of stuff that I've built in my company over the last 5 years, right? But even then, people weren't necessarily anticipating a single from me. Like, oh, Brad's going to be singing and he's got this song coming out. So what did I do? I spent a month and a half just connecting the dots for them, which means I did photo shoots. I did content. I did videos where I'm lip syncing the song, just snippets and pieces of content that I can promote that were going to be a certain vibe. I grew a mustache. I grew my hair out. I tried to get a vibe that matched the sound of the song, the artwork and the colors that I used and everything, the oranges that popped. It reminds people in their mind every time they see orange, they hear the chorus to my song, right? You want them to connect the dots. That's what branding's about. That's why when you see the Nike swoosh, you all of a sudden start thinking about Jordan and you think about basketball. And maybe if you're a track runner, you start thinking about track and field and you think about the Nike store and how you got to go get some shoes, right? Or you got to get those new shorts because you've been working out. You want to make the connections in people's mind. That's what great branding is about. So getting a month and a half in advance of a first release is not really even that far out, because people are like, okay, you're going to be dropping a single the first time you hit them. But then by the time you've hit them for weeks and weeks and weeks, they're like, okay, we're ready. I want this. Oh my God, are you going to drop it? When are you going to drop it? You know? And you can build up that anticipation, that energy by producing content and branding and showing them cool stuff and having fun with it. And then when you finally drop it, you have all your channels, your distribution channels, you can funnel them all to that song wherever you want them to go. This is super, super important. Now, by the time the song releases, you have to really be pushing the gas, because once it releases, that's really your opportunity to get Spotify, Apple Music, all the different algorithms and the Spotify playlisting and all that stuff. That's really your biggest key window, is that first week of dropping. The reason being is because most curators on playlists, they want to be able to drop what's fresh, right? Oh, it's a brand new release. They don't want to get a song that's 6 months old, hasn't really done well. Spotify's algorithm doesn't, favorite. Nobody really cares. You didn't push any promotion to it. Hey, can you put this on your playlist? It's been out for 6 months, not doing very well. I don't know. People seem to not really like it. So they want to be the people that kind of get the first dibs on it. Like, oh, I'm a curator. I hear this new song. I want to be the person to drop that new song and get it out there. And then people go like, wow, I heard this song in your playlist, right? It makes their playlist more popular. Hence why you have like certain communities like Billboard and stuff where they do releases that are going to be specifically for them, exclusive drops and releases on PR and press, so they can be the ones that are exclusively writing about it, because they want to be the people that go like, hey, you know, back then we actually exclusively dropped that single from Drake when he was known. He wasn't even known. Nobody knew who he was. They want to be those people. They want to be the shot callers, the tastemakers. So that's a big important part, is that first week is you just have to have your head down, spending hours every day promoting, re-promoting, reaching new people, hitting up playlists, really getting the word out about your song and producing or publishing more and more content and having content that you lined up. So that's the first week of release. So you got a month and a half out before the release, and then that first week you release. And then I'd say about another 2 more weeks, 3 to 4 weeks of promotion on that song. You're going to want to have different campaigns. Maybe weekly you change it up a little bit. You got new pieces of content. You got a podcast interview that you did that you finally dropped the content for in this week. And then you have some press releases that you start to drop in that third week or the first week, or however you want to line it up. And you want to push, and you want to keep pushing, and you want to get third-party validation. You want to have, which means you want to show PR and press releases. You want to show people on Instagram shouting it out, and not just you saying my song's dope, go listen to it. Okay, cool, your song's dope. You made the song. It's your song. Of course you think it's dope, right? But if you have third-party validation from press resources, and then also people on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook talking about the song, how much they love it, and you're reposting and showing people really like this song, like they vibe to it. That's how you want to do it. Keep rolling out, keep promoting, but promote in different ways. And that's really important. Now, to optimize the Spotify algorithms, Apple Music algorithms, all that, you want to release every 6 weeks or so, right? So a new song every 6 weeks. So knowing that you're going to promote a month and a half on each of the releases, at least your first one, then you're going to have that promotion period of that first week, second, third, maybe even fourth week of promotion on that song. By the time you get to the 6th week, you're able to start promoting that second one again, right? Or your next release, which means then you have a 2-week period or 4-week period where you're starting to promote your next single or your next project, EP, etc. And you just want to rinse and repeat. And if you're making good music and the art is good, it will find ears, but you need to do your part and promote and market. And those are some strategies and tips. And hopefully you had a pen and paper, or you were taking crazy notes on your notepad on your iPhone, whatever it is, because these are real true strategies that we've used to get, tens of thousands of streams within just a few days of dropping a single. Completely independent. All about the marketing, promo, and the branding. You got to keep it going. Don't worry if you feel like you're bombarding people with messages. I promise you could hit one person 50,000 times, but you may not reach, you got over 7 billion people on the planet, right? Don't worry about promoting too much. Nobody can promote too much. That's your tip of the day. Nobody can promote too much. Don't forget that shit. And you guys, if you like this and you think it'll be helpful for another artist, producer starting to drop their own stuff independently, please share it. Share the video. It's easy. You just share it. You just post it on your social media. You give me a shout out on Instagram. I'll reshare it. I'll get you a little more reach, and I'll share your message and just let it compound, Get the word out. People got to hear the music. Got to feel the energy. That's how we connect and communicate on a universal level. Man, I'm feeling myself. Have a good day.